All right. Here's the important piece of paper that you want to get after an exam. I did pass. Extremely happy that I did. I just want to talk about how the exam was a little bit. For me personally, it was very difficult, I thought. Just to sort of go over how it went. Kind of the worst case scenario in terms of when you're taking this kind of exam. The very first question, I kept on making just silly computational errors and my numbers were not coming out right whatsoever. I finally was able to get an answer that makes sense, which I believe was right, after 12 minutes. And for this exam, you really don't want to spend more than like 5 minutes per question. So I was already freaked out. And, well, the frustration didn't end there. After that, I ended up actually marking the next 9 questions. If you know what I mean, marking. In other words, very not, well, not confident about my answers for the next 9 questions. So I pretty much had the first 9 out of 10 marked. So I was basically freaking out. And my issue is that when I get in that sort of negative space, it's hard for me to think objectively about the questions after it. So, bad position to be in. I ended up just eventually able to focus on the future questions, and I went through little by little. I got to around question 20 or 25, and I had to go to the bathroom really, really bad. And as you may know, you don't get, well, you can take a bathroom break, but time continues. So, definitely furious about that. And so I said, I'm going to get through the whole exam, and then I'm going to go to the bathroom, and I'm going to come back. So I did it. I went through 35 questions, and I had 40 minutes left. Went to the bathroom, and by the way, when you go to the bathroom, this kind of thing, itself is annoying. You have to bring your ID, you have to sign out. Meanwhile, you're thinking to yourself, my freaking clock is running right now. So I sprinted to the bathroom once I actually got out of there. Then you got to come back and sign back in, and they got to scan you again with like a metal detector scanner thing. It's a freaking disaster. And I was definitely just in a horrible space. I didn't think I was gonna pass. I really didn't. I thought I was done. I thought I was doomed. I thought I was gonna retake it in June. But when I came back, and I think I had around 32 minutes, went back to the beginning, went back to the very first marked question. For whatever reason, I feel a little more at ease knowing that I went through them all. Okay, so I went back to the second question, which is the one I marked, and I went back and step by step, and I did not look at the time, and I just said, okay, I'm just gonna start over, just do what I do. I've had tons of practice. Just go through these very just carefully, right? Not make stupid arithmetic errors. One of the things I made, I remember in particular, I just to keep in mind what I mean. I did something like 8,000 minus 400 equals 8,400. So I added instead of getting 7,600, right? So I was subtracting. Anyways, went back through my marked questions. Turns out actually several of them, the guesses I had were right. And when I mean is when I went through the computations and was getting numbers that made sense, it actually happened to be the ones I guessed. I was like, go figure. Anyways, went back, I think, through pretty much all of them. I think when I actually submitted the exam, I had like 2 or 3 marked questions still, because those are the ones that were literally, and I'm sure you hear about this, those were the what the fuck moments. The WTF moments, right? Sorry if you're offended by that. I don't really care, honestly, though. So, anyways, there were like 3 questions, which terminology-wise, I didn't even know what they're talking about. They use some weird words. As you know, you can't really disclose anything, details about the exam, but 3 questions of what the hell is going on. I will say this, and one of my subscribers actually said this. There was a lot of financial economics. The syllabus does say, I can't remember the percentages, and for you guys in the future, you don't even care because it's not going to be on the future exams for Exam FM. But there was significant questions regarding, more than I thought, regarding financial economics. So overall, extremely difficult exam. Honestly, I thought it was. I submitted the exam with 1 minute left. If you watched my exam P conclusion, I submitted that exam. I was done with an hour left. So I thought it was really hard. I definitely wasn't nearly as prepared for this one as I was for exam P. But guess what? Doesn't matter. Honestly, if I get a 6, whatever. I mean, for my own, I guess, pride. I guess I hope I didn't get a 6, but if I did, it doesn't matter because I passed. I don't have to take that crap again. So that's nice. I want to say there's a couple other things about it. What did I do to study? I went through the ASM Exam FM manual. It is this huge, annoying binder book. This is like the 10th edition. I got it used like $100. For you, again, for you guys in the future, you're not going to care about this because this has financial economics, and that's been pushed to the 3rd exam. That material, so that's what I started with. I went through pretty much the whole thing. There were some things I skipped. Sometimes they say things like, they go over constantly like, oh, and SOA doesn't test on this topic, but we thought we'd basically cover it anyway. It's like, damn you, only give me the necessary information. Please give me only the pertinent information, right? So that's kind of annoying. Anyways, I went through most of it. To be honest, they have, I think, 5 exams at the end. I didn't take a single one of them timed. I wasn't ready to take time tests by the time I went through all this. This material taught all myself. I never taken a class in financial economics or in financial mathematics. So I never learned about this formally. Taught myself everything. Definitely doable. Definitely tricky. Just a lot. This freaking test. This is what I would say about this test in comparison to Exam P. The concepts individually are not as difficult as that for Exam P, but there are so many more. There are so many different concepts you need to understand for this exam. That's one of the things that makes it difficult. The math itself is not difficult. I mean, the craziest thing you do is an integral. A single integral, right? No double integrals. You do a derivative occasionally. Most of it's just arithmetic algebra, fancy algebra, geometric series. Your entire life is a geometric series for this exam, honestly. Speaking of which, just knowing math saved my ass on that exam. I had to, because there's so many formulas for this test, and I literally didn't want to memorize all of them because I'm not going to memorize anyway, but I can figure things out. So I literally had to derive a couple of formulas just to answer some questions conveniently. I had some nightmarish complex fractions, so fractions within fractions, and inputting that in the calculator is a disaster. So I had to do some crazy simplification, and I basically just, anyways, I'm getting off tangent, but off topic. But I had to derive some of the formulas that most people will probably just remember, but I do it during the exam. So that's where knowing math, being familiar with math, specifically geometric series, knowing how to manipulate those is quite helpful for this. So I started with the ASM manual. Then after that, I pretty much, honestly, I went to adapt. Pretty much, I got 30 days. They have different packages you can purchase, but the package I purchased was basically just the exam portion. You can take quizzes, you can take exams. I took something like 15 to 20 exams and like 55 to 60 quizzes, 5-question quizzes, to give you an idea there. Let me just talk about that right now since I'm on the topic. For adapt, I did get to earn level 10, but here's the weird thing about it. If you've used this product before, you can get to earn level 10 even though you're taking level 5 exams. So what happened was I got to level 6 and I was getting absolutely murdered. I finally passed one of them and I got to like a level 7. So I would say legit got to level 7. And when I was taking those exams, I was just getting destroyed. Like these questions were just, how the hell are you going to answer these in the amount of time? 35 questions is killer. It is killer. You get to question 15, you're not even halfway done. just like furious. So anyways, I honestly, I stuck with level 5. Here, I stayed at earn level 5 for exams. One of the cool things about the product is that you can pick the earn level you want to take a quiz or an exam at, and specifically for quizzes, you can specify the topics you want to cover. One of the things that's cool about this, I think I mentioned this before, but Macaulay convexity is covered in ADAPT, but I didn't see it anywhere in ASM. So the nice thing is that you can rely on them to basically encompass everything. So you don't have to like search through a bunch of different stuff. That's one of the annoying things too about taking this test in April, is that the syllabus changed. You go to the website for SOA, and a lot of it, their practice problems, they're all geared towards the future syllabus. So no financial economics. Here, when you sign up, and obviously you guys for the future don't care because you're not taking it in April, obviously, and that's the last financial economics portion is that month. But they have everything. You can take it. You can tell them when you're taking it, and they'll give you. They basically will match the questions corresponding to your syllabus. So I sound like I'm sponsored by ADAPT or something, but I mean, obviously I'm not. I just think it's useful. I think it's helpful. For 30 days, I think it was $100. I think that's what it was. It was worth it. So yeah, I stayed at level 5. I pretty much was getting 80%, high 80% to 90% on all the exams. Once I stayed at level 5, I was pretty comfortable with those, and finishing with like 30 minutes left. So I thought that was sufficient. Obviously it was, I passed. I wanted to just give you an idea, of how much I did study and how many problems I did. This is how many problems I did. This was how many problems I did for exam FM. These are front and back. These are all the problems I did. So I literally just kept stacking these papers. So that's how much, these are just the problems. So that's that. I also had this one as well. This was exam P. Was all this. Slightly more for exam P. I studied more for exam P. I just had more time. Exam FM I had solid, little less than 3 months. So SOA sample questions, I went through these on my own. I didn't take any of their free exams. Remember, they do have free exams on SOA. So that's something that you may want to look into. I think they're geared towards more the future syllabus. So TIA, the Infinite Actuary, they have free exams. They have a exam number 1, which was super hard. I got smoked on that one. Most people do. Look at forums. I thought I did pretty good. I got like a 20 or 18 or something. I don't know. And number 3. They have 2 free exams. Exam number 1, exam number 3. I think it was 3. I didn't take 3. I only took 1, and I was like, whatever. I already had ADAPT. I'm just going to take ADAPT exams, whatever. So that's that. SOA has free exams, but I didn't decide not to go through them. I had ADAPT. I decided I'm just going to go with that and stick with that. So I did. That's pretty much what I did the whole time after I went through the ASM manual, and it worked out. One other thing to note. I didn't say this before. First of all, I study with these. These are for basically a shooting range, but they work well to muffle noise. As you know, if you watch my videos, you know I have dogs barking constantly. So it helps when taking a test, because like the doorbell rings, they go crazy. And this, I still hear them a little bit, but this helps. Also, this helps because this is what you use during the exam. Something like this. And you go in there and you see other people, and a lot of people don't even have them on because, they suck. They're uncomfortable. So get comfortable wearing these. And the other thing I want to say was I came there with 3 calculators and these 3. So 2 of the TI 30 XS Multiview, which if you're taking exam P, you definitely want this one. This is the one you want. So I came with 2 of those, and then I came with, for FM, I recommend, and most people recommend, the BA2 Plus, which is this guy. I was night before I was scared to death that this was running out of batteries, but I looked it up, and it has 1,500 operational hours. So I mean, there's no way that you're really going to study for 1,500 hours. That's a lot. That's a lot for one of these exams. So it was good. This one's solar, so I make sure to put it in the sun the morning of. I get paranoid about these kinds of things. I mean, I'd freaking lose my mind if I failed because my calculator died. So, honestly, I was kind of disappointed in a way. I didn't have to use this that much. Okay, there's a lot of good things. I should go over probably a video. I mean, you can compute the price of a bond on this in just like 2 seconds. Otherwise, it sucks, right? To do it with this thing. So there definitely should get this though. There are times where I use this on the exam where it was extremely helpful. Extremely helpful. So definitely get the BA2 plus. You definitely want this. They only let you bring in 2 calculators. I had to put the third one on a filing cabinet. I almost forgot it when I left. So they wanted me to put it in the car, and I was like, "Damn you! If this one dies, I need to have another one on hand. I mean, you're not stopping the clock for me." So so let me put in a little filing cabinet, and yeah. So I don't think there's anything else I really wanted to say. Other than I'm completely stoked because I'm going into my internship with 2 exams passed. I'm going to get a little raise. I give you $1 raise for me passing that exam FM. So that's awesome. As you know, what kind of profession can you get into that pays you to pass exams? Work as an actuary. So it's pretty freaking awesome. I'm definitely excited. I don't start my internship till June 5th, so I have some time. Just gonna do some math tutoring. I do online Skype math tutoring. Hope this isn't dangerous saying this, but I would probably tutor a few people if they wanted to. Obviously, I don't consider myself an expert, but I did pass both these exams. I got a 9 on the first one, exam P, and I don't know what I got on this one, but if you're interested, comment below, and we'll see if we can work something out. I do want to make more videos regarding exam FM and exam P. Please give me a specific question I would prefer. Otherwise, if you just give me a topic, I have to dig around and figure something out and try to, decide if it's what you wanted and whether it's, answers the question you wanted. So you can direct message me through YouTube. People have been doing that, and that's why I've been posting videos about that. So anyways, hope you find my channel helpful, and I'm almost to 200 subscribers. It's nothing, but it is cool to see that there are that many people interested in math and actuary science. So thank you guys for subscribing and putting up with me, and I appreciate it, and I hope you find the channel useful to you. So please comment what you think if you have questions, and hopefully many more videos coming. Alright.